Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play I Wanna Be The Barrage.
Hey, this is Moogy again, and welcome back.
Yes, on the last episode, we saw that the game was starting to fall apart a little bit. I wonder if that will continue now.
That sounds like it's going to continue.
Yes, the first thing that you'll notice is that you now have eye cancer.
Oh yeah. This is a very wonderful tile set. I'm glad he included this in the game.
Now, that being said, this level actually isn't too bad. It is completely static, and I complained about a level in the prior video being static, but that doesn't make too much of a difference here because there are so many bullets on the screen that it's not really practical to micro-memorize what's going on.
Right, it seems like you'd have to memorize way too many movements instead of just doing it normally.
Yeah, and the challenge comes from executing it anyway.
Yeah.
Memorization does help with one thing, though, and that's that eventually the bullet spawners will fly underneath you.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to know when that's coming so you can move up on the screen and be able to dodge by falling down.
And I guess we're dealing with Letty now.
Yeah, and that's kind of an odd choice if you ask me, but I know exactly one person who will be happy with that.
Yeah. Well, he's been using kind of like randomish characters so far.
Unfortunately, that's pretty much where the alright levels in this stage stop.
Oh boy.
So, this one seems fine. Lots of bullets everywhere. They're crisscrossing in semi-complex patterns that I have to properly be able to read and dodge through. But there's a bit of an issue that comes up momentarily.
Okay, so...
Not yet. Just hold on a little bit, Moogy. I know you're dying of anticipation, but
yes,
look at that.
Wow, this is...
Yeah, for some reason the bullet spawners just go off screen. And, yeah.
I kind of wonder if he tested this level.
Look, it happens again.
Because I don't think this is supposed to happen.
This would be a perfectly fine level if the bullet spawners stayed on screen and maybe, you know, more bullet spawners spawned as the card went on, but no.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely starting to see what you mean by these stages being unfinished.
Now, this, unfortunately, this next attack, I think, is finished. But it's also another instance of this game being a horror show.
Wow, spikes.
Yeah. Lots of spikes, not much room to work with. And you can see how dense these bullets are coming towards me.
Yeah, I think this is kind of a cool take on the whole I want to be the guy plus danmaku thing, but it's also kind of retarded.
Well, you haven't even seen the retarded part yet. There it is.
Oh.
So, the gray bullets are actually really easy to get between, but the red ones are fast, and the gaps between them are small, and it's really difficult to read them and dodge between them.
Now we've gone into montage mode, it seems, so...
Yes, and montage mode is an indication that this stage is complete and utter bullshit, and I died here hundreds of times, and, yeah.
So how many tries did you actually have to edit out? Like, how many recordings did you make?
Oh, I lost track when I was recording this, and it was my second time through the stage, and I was a lot better than I was the first time I got here. But I'm pretty sure I died here at least 100 times.
Wow.
And, you know, the montage level from stage 3, one of the big problems with this stage is that you get to sit around for 30 plus seconds at the start of it, just waiting for these bullets to come and pass you, and for the hard part to start.
For the people watching, the game actually does have a death counter in the title bar, but it doesn't really work right, so it's hard to gauge how many times you've actually died.
This is true, but I'll be including some death counts in later videos when I actually started keeping track. And if I'm not keeping track when I'm dying 100 times, well, that gives you an idea of just why I started keeping track. But anyway...
I don't even want to know how long this took you to record all of this.
It wasn't too bad compared to some of the later stages. But anyway, with this stage, it's actually pretty random because you can see that these gray bullets kind of arc and curve a bit.
Right.
And as far as I can tell, the way they arc and curve is completely random. And this will close off dodging paths that you would use for the fast red bullets, such that even if you can read the fast red bullets and move into the gaps between them in time, which is a feat in and of itself. If the gray bullets are in your way, you're just gonna die.
So in other words, it's bullshit.
Yeah. Now, one thing I haven't really talked about much is hitbox in this game. You can see that little white dot in the middle of the kid's chest. That's his hitbox. And that's why I'm able to get into all of the gaps here.
And I believe you mentioned in a previous video that the bullet sprites are just their hitbox.
Yeah,
it's not like Touhou.
It's not like Touhou. It's not like a lot of other shoot-'em-up games that use bullets with hitboxes that you need to know. If your hitbox comes into contact with a bullet graphic, you're pretty much fucked. But anyway, we're finally done with that stage.
Hooray.
This one isn't horrible, but it's not great either. So the joke here is that these big bubble bullets will bounce off the wall and then home in on your location. So when they're bouncing off the top of the screen, that's not a problem. But when they're bouncing off near the bottom, it is a problem because shallow bullet angles are bad.
This seems kind of more like a standard danmaku attack than a lot of these.
Yeah, it really does. And it also seems like something that might be more fit for an earlier part of this game.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty tricky to get past the bouncing bubbles because what I do is go past them and get to the top of the screen. But it's still not that bad. I mean, it's not something I died at hundreds of times.
Only a couple.
Yeah, 3 or 4, I think. When I was doing this recording, I probably died dozens of times when I played the game the first time.
So you went from a level that took hundreds of tries to one that took like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
The difficulty scale on this game, it never ceases to amaze me.
Oh, just wait till we get to the extra stage. By the way, in case it's not obvious, I have been editing out lots and lots of deaths, even on stages that I don't whine and complain about incessantly. Because I don't think it'd be interesting at all to watch me die hundreds of times in aggregate.
Yeah, I think we'd run out of commentary at that point.
Yeah, like with this stage, there's nothing much else going on.
Yeah.
When you misdirect the big bubbles, you're pretty much good. Then the rest of the stage is just sitting around waiting for it to end.
Okay.
Which is more than I can say about this stage.
So far, pretty simple.
Yeah. So the blue bullets do speed up. And I actually think that a stage that was just this basic idea, with the bullets getting really fast and making you survive fast waves like this for a while, would be pretty fun. Basic, but fun and a good test of dodging skill. But unfortunately, that's not really what's going on here. So Letty blows her load, and then this weird streaming portion starts.
This is kind of... I don't think
basic.
This level is weird.
So
that's all I have to say about it.
There's weird. Those black pepper bullets that I gotta dodge, but they're not very dense or fast. And all I'm doing is streaming slowly.
Yeah. Another level that seems like it'd be more at home in an earlier part of the game.
Yeah. But at least for this next stage, it's kind of interesting because it's a continuation to the stage where I just hit in the corner against Chen.
Oh, and they've blocked off the corners.
Yeah. This is why I said that the safe spot was intentional, because now the creator's actually making you dodge this shit.
Right.
So I mentioned in that level, I think it was 3-6, that dodging these bullets is actually quite hard. And this is true.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to read them. So it's actually not difficult to dodge them if you know exactly what to do to dodge them, which is basically to know which waves to jump and which waves to just stay on the ground.
Now, is the first part basically set, or well, I guess not, since you just died?
Well, actually, it is. It's just the tricky part of this card comes from the fact that if you actually try and read the bullets, you're probably gonna die because they're so the waves look so similar. Whereas if you don't try and read them and you just go, okay, I need to jump the first wave, stay still for the second one, and then repeat, you'll be good.
So kind of memorization based.
And then this second version of the attack is trickier. You have to stay still for like 2 or 3 waves and then jump one. But it's still not that bad. It doesn't take too long to learn.
Yeah, I think it'd be harder if it was a lot longer, because it seemed to end pretty early.
Yeah, it would be. I think that the real point of that level, though, is to it's to punch you in the stomach for feeling so smart, finding that safe spot
Right.
against 3-6.
Right.
And I like that kind of dick move.
Yeah, it's the kind of dick move that should be in a I Wanna Be The game.
So this is Letty's boss stage, and it's a bit different from the other ones because it doesn't build up in intensity as much.
Right. So it's just kind of this the whole time.
Well, there are some more bullets added as it goes along.
But same basic idea.
Yeah. And the real trick here is that you're supposed to start in the lower left corner. If you play the stage a few times and get shoved into walls by the stars enough, you'll realize, okay, this was created with the intent of making me start in the lower left. And
so
this
while
makes
you're
me...
starting...
Yeah, I'll get to that.
Okay.
And if you start in the lower left, you have to circle around Letty 2 or 3 times. And you have to deal with all of her bullets when you do that, and it's a complete pain in the ass, and it's really fucking hard. But if you start in the upper right, then you can hide in the lower right like I just did,
Right.
and just barely survive that passing star, and then hide in the lower left for quite a while.
So that's another thing you don't think was intentional.
Probably not, because this lets you get around Letty when her attack is only at medium difficulty, right before
Right.
those other blue bullets spawn, and then you can just hide in the corner for the rest of the attack.
It looks like the star was supposed to kill you, so yeah.
And then it ends right before this star would kill me.
Huh. So yeah, I think you ended up kind of breaking that one.
Yeah. And we've got a special message now.
Right.
So I'll
you want me to...
I'll go ahead and read it out for all our English-speaking people.
Right.
So congratulations on beating the first 4 stages. Now, the danmaku from this point on is going to be a bit different. It's made with the sole intent of killing an actual human being. So you're pretty much done with the portion of this game that's meant to be like a game. Everything after this point is really just an extra stage of sorts. If you really insist on continuing, then may whatever god you believe in have mercy on your soul. And if you proceed past here, you can't go back, so make sure you back up your save data. Yeah, it actually tells you to back up your save.
A singular think for playing.
Yes. So this...
And it actually says from here on that he's not going to worry about how the danmaku looks, but I don't think he's been worrying about that so far in the first place.
No, I wouldn't say he is. So, yeah, and this whole message isn't a joke. The extra stage past this point is completely and utterly unreasonable. But we'll get into that in the next video.
Oh boy.
See you then.
See ya.